Joined by Hofstra head coach Seth Tierney following the 10-8 loss to Towson. Coach, us your overall thoughts on today's game, please.
Yes, really disappointed. I thought we started out as clean as we possibly could. Threw them a curveball by starting out in zone. Things were clicking offensively, but just couldn't sustain it. And again, it was like playing our twin brother out there. Quarters 1, 2, and 3 are identical, and the last goal is the last goal. It's out of desperation, and then the fourth quarter they win 2-1, and that's the difference in the game. I look at the saves, and their goalie had 20 saves and played really well. Some of those shots were not the shots that we were looking for, but here nor there, he saved them. Face-offs were just about even. We picked up some more ground balls. We cleared the ball perfectly. We had 10 less turnovers. So the stats say one thing and the score says the other, and sometimes those things happen. So this was a big game because it was one of those tiebreaker games as we head down into this time of the year. So I don't know. I haven't saw any of the other scores to figure out where we're at. I know that we absolutely have to win out, and I think that we probably need some help in some other areas to get into the conference tournament. But again, we have a huge game coming up at Drexel on Saturday, and that's what we got to focus on one at a time here.
You kind of mentioned the start, how good it was, and it kind of steamrolled into a lot of guys getting on in the scoring column. You had, I think, 8 or 9 different scores in the game. What did you see from your guys today that allowed some different guys to get there?
Yeah, and people were sharing it. They were focused. I thought we had a good week of practice. I thought the guys did everything that they could do in preparation. Each day we focused on certain things. They were locked in. And again, we got up 4-0, and the issue is we fell to 4-4 as quick as we got up to 4-0. We felt they got up 4-0 and tied it up. But it was just two teams that were beating each other up, and they got one more than we did today, and it certainly hurts.
Obviously, you honored your seniors today in your second to last home game, and you had a pair that kind of got goals there. Dalton, a little more surprised than Ryan, but can you talk about senior day and kind of obviously the emotion behind it, and
Sure.
seeing two guys like that get goals today on their senior day?
Yeah, first of all, thanks to those 10 seniors. I had each player write down one senior's number that they were going to play for today, and a guy that did something for him off the field, in the locker room, at practice, helped him out throughout the course, and you just dedicate that game to that senior. Just grab a piece of tape, write it on your shoe, whatever it was, and my number was 371 because I added up all the seniors' numbers, and that was the number that I wrote down on my person, and I just wanted to coach as hard as I could for those guys and add those numbers together. But for Ryan Sheridan, Dalton Seas, all 10 of our seniors play for us, so they all either start or get a lot of time for us, and you want it so bad for them. That's the one that hurts. Is there's 10 guys up there that I wish we got a W for.
Despite the result not going the way you guys wanted, you got to see a lot of determination throughout the lineup. Record with the goal on the second effort. You got to see obviously Dalton with the goal, and then Chris Berry goes through like 6 guys at once. Just talk about the way you've seen those guys grow throughout the year, especially some of those younger guys, and how important those players will be for your program going forward.
Yeah, listen, those are invaluable things, and every guy that you mentioned is an underclassman, and they got an unbelievable experience. But it's making one less mistake to get that W and to get those that wind behind you that we talked about a little bit last week, at the Monmouth game. Certainly thrilled. Chris Barry, a pure teammate. I mean, not the biggest, probably one of the stronger guys out there. And he ran through a parade of people to save a possession. John Recker was at the right place at the right time, picked up a ground ball, threw it in a goal. Ryan Sheridan has had some ups and downs this year, and for him to get a goal today, they all mean something. And listen, we got shots. Rory Jones, I think, rang one off a pipe. Sam Lutfi got on an inside roll. We missed it. Matt Elder had a couple of great looks. Justin Justin Sykes had a layup that we missed. And they add up. And if there is a silver lining, it's opportunities. But we got to pull that last string, whatever it may be, to turn that L into a W. And today it's just really hard. Senior day aside, where we're at, the season that we've had, with battling some inconsistencies in the lineup and things like that, we finally got just about everybody back and healthy, and we just, it would have been a great punch in the arm if we could have gotten this one.
Thoughts on Matt Gates' performance today?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have double-digit saves, but I thought he was pretty steady. Outside of the first quarter, and they had the same one. I mean, it was, as wildly even of a first quarter of us getting up 4-0, them catching up and going 4-4. They didn't, they took a similar amount of shots. I don't think, obviously, there was that many on goal, but Mac has been steady for us, and I thought he came up and made a few really good ones. I'm sure he's kicking himself and trying to make one more as well.
So, Coach, you mentioned earlier the turnover differential, and I mean, yeah, you won the turnover battle, 21-11. Is there any comments on how you're able to? 21-11. That's a 10 turnover difference.
Yeah.
Is there any comment on how you're able to force turnovers such a substantial way?
Yeah, I mean, it probably goes to the point of how hard our guys played. There was a couple of blood and guts rides. Again, I don't know that we had 2 or 3 ride backs, and we had a couple of really good hard checks on the glove where the ball popped out and we ended up clearing it. With the turnovers being 21-11, what is not there, and we have to be honest with ourselves, is a deep shot from 15 from a defensive player goes down as a save, but in our world it's really it could end up being statistically a turnover shot, right? It would be like your center taking a half-court shot without any reason, right? And it just goes down as a save. It doesn't go down as a turnover. So we'll break down the film tonight, and I'm sure that number 11 will, in our world, and the stats are correct in regards to maybe we had 11 statistical turnovers, but in our dictionary there could be some other turnovers that we would consider.
Coach, one thing we saw in the game was Madison was used early, and then we didn't really see much except for man up. Can you give us any update or let us know what was going on?
Yeah, Matty, got out to a great season for us. Putting the ball away, getting some shots, creating some turnovers. He's cleared to play, and just didn't feel like. Maybe he needed he didn't really practice a whole lot this week. It was slow. I think he had 1 day of full contact practice, and his timing, and we just thought that we would be a little bit more effective without it. They were putting a short stick on him. That would end up going from there, and putting the ball in his stick, going from no roll and recovering from a concussion to the lead role would be a lot. So we're hopeful that we can get him, back to practice and a little bit more practice consistently, as we head down to really a do or die game at Drexel.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.